All right, Robin Higginbottom, first time in. First across the line. That's a brand new first. Bruno Coppola in with us from Laconia, New Hampshire. Jeremy Sather. Good evening, everyone. Ray Panman Lanes. Excuse me, Giannis. I'm still stuck on the Lanes thing. Mike Draco, what's up, buddy? Good to see all you guys here, especially everyone checking in from Florida. Man, our hearts and prayers have been with all you guys for everything you're going through. Rob Nussbaum in the house with us from Boonton, New Jersey. Our ass prod, our associate producer, watching over us. Big D checking in from Marengo, Illinois. Good to see you here tonight, brother. Norman Spivey, howdy to you too, sir. Hey, this is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, and we are just moments away from going live with another episode of Shop Talk. 90 to 120 minutes, all the bullshit we can fit, some two-wheel entertainment, and we got some, just as the picture comes up, some Daytona updates for you, including two of the things you absolutely do not want to miss in Daytona this year, and that's the Hardcore Performance Show at Ross Myers, and obviously...
Can I get an amen?
Back to Willie's for chopper time, man. You know it's good. Derek Taylor, Salisbury. Are you from Salisbury? Right on. Lance Baxter, Leesburg, Florida. Jeff McKinney hanging out here in the Sunshine State. Patrick Rutledge, Connecticut. Wow, Virginia International Raceway. No kidding. Draco's at the racetrack. Asbury, New Jersey. Matthew C. Lucas. Good to see all you guys here, man. It's really, really good to hear that, everybody's starting to bounce back from Florida, and we're going to have some events to get to down there. We're just about 2.5 minutes away from launching this one, but check it out. That gives you enough time to help us here in the Dennis Kirk studio take Shop Talk further than it was ever before. All you have to do is hit the like and share button, and you can help us get it out further. Jeremy Valentine in from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Good to see you here, man. Just 2 minutes. We're going live. Get a drink, kick back, and relax. Get ready for Shop Talk. 2 minutes away. Funny thing happened on the way to the studio tonight. Actually, nothing, because I never got to leave the same damn property today. I'm on mini bike detail getting ready for the High Seas Rally, and man, you guys, between Sturgis and Salisbury for the smokeout, you guys destroyed the mini bikes this year. I just had to come on and say that. Give mini bikes a break. I gotta fix that shit. Shop Talk going live in just a minute. All right, man, 27 seconds left. That means it's time to get this one out of the station, up on the tracks. Let's go live with Shop Talk. Here we go. Okay, scooter tramps and chopper jockeys all across the land. It's just after 9 p.m. on Sunday. That means it's time for Shop Talk, America's favorite two-wheel motorcycle talk show every Sunday, coming to you live through the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. You can catch us here wherever you're watching from, the 15 or so different channels that we broadcast this show through. And I'm reminding you right off the bat tonight, you don't have to just be an observer. Those comments that you see up there, anywhere you're watching the show from, all you have to do is put your comments in there. They will come up in that box. We'll answer them throughout the show. I'm Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, sitting 50 feet below, 50 feet, 50 floors.
Get it straight.
I'm trying, man.
Jeez.
I'm trying. You know, it's been a tough week, and not just for me. Everyone in Florida, like I said in the pre-show, please accept our prayers and any help that we can pass along information for who needs what. Send that on to the office, and we'll do the best. How is everyone here in the studio tonight? Other than Heather typing away feverishly.
I'm talking to people.
I know.
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, boy.
I'm good.
Good.
I'm not sick anymore. I'm happy.
Dude.
I'm
Give it a minute.
Happy.
Mark, did you get this stinkness?
Chris is a carrier monkey, by the way.
What?
I would move a little bit away from him.
I for some reason haven't been able to catch any of it yet. I'm giving it my best shot.
I'm telling you, you're sitting next to the carrier monkey.
It was
live
so
with a
bad
carrier
here.
monkey.
It was so bad here. I got sick. Heather got sick right after me, and then the kid got sick. And then Heather got so bad in the middle of the week, she lost her voice.
Chris was in heaven.
Oh, I know. He called and told me.
I teased
He
her
was so
the
happy he
entire
called
day.
and told me.
Unfortunately for Mark, I didn't lose my voice. So
Well, but I just don't answer the phone.
yeah, so it is.
I was sick enough that I actually slept for almost an entire day.
And took medicine.
And I never ever.
She has those mommy jeans, and
that.
she doesn't.
Like,
normally,
I don't
and not the
nap.
mommy jeans with the high belly. I mean, like the DNA.
I have those too.
Wow, you just tried saving yourself on that.
No.
one.
No, that's okay. Mom jeans are comfortable. And I'm a mom. I earned that. Thanks.
Listen. You know, you're one step away from a muumuu there, right?
Hello.
Like
That's all right.
mom jeans graduate to muumuu. And then you got to start smoking with curlers.
I'd rather graduate to a muumuu than a fuzzy toilet seat.
Hold on, what's wrong with a fuzzy toilet seat?
I cannot believe she just went there.
I'm just saying.
And see, so lots of stuff to get to tonight. This is going to be our pre-Daytona show. Daytona is up and running. There's, back and forth. This thing's canceled. That thing's not. This, what's going on and what's not. So what we wanted to do in the second part of the show tonight is actually talk to Willie Jones from Willie's Tropical Tattoo. We're going to talk about his show, and we're going to talk about the general condition of Daytona, what everything looks like now, and how things are going to be looking when we roll in for Biketoberfest. But in case you're wondering what Shop Talk is, 60 to 90, sometimes 120 minutes of all the bullshit we can fit, and usually starts off with a little segment we like to call the news. The Shop Talk World Report is brought to you by Law Tigers. Get the compensation you deserve and get back on the road with Law Tigers. Almost got lost on the way to that segment, Mark. First up in the news tonight from Motorcycle, Power Sports, and News, Vance and Hines Mission Suzuki team races to Pro Stock Motorcycle Semifinals at Nhra Midwest Nationals. And that was all the breath I have for that entire story. Vance and Hines Mission Suzuki rider Eddie Krawick raced into the semifinals and jumped up 3 spots in the Pro Stock Motorcycle Countdown to the championship standings. It's Nhra Midwest Nationals at Worldwide Technology Raceway outside of St. Louis on Sunday. After qualifying as Suzuki Hayabusa in the third starting position with 6.745 second, 199.88 mile per hour run. So dig that. Let's talk about that for a minute.
That's getting it.
And seriously, like not only getting it, but if you consider in motorcycle racing, it is the much coveted red hat to be able to go 200 miles an hour on Bonneville Salt Flats, which gives you an entire 5 miles to get ready to go 200 for 1 mile. In a mile, if you can continue the speed of 200 miles per hour, you are a king among men on a motorcycle. And this cat just like fractions away from busting that in a quarter mile.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yes, sir.
Getting it.
That takes a whole team right there, boy.
Randy Wagner is on the comments, says needs to get his shoulder better so he can ride before the snow flies. You better hurry the hell up because I don't know what it looks like outside your joint right now. Right here, we had white shit all over the grass and stuff today. Not snow yet, but frost was full in effect.
It was disgusting, and I'm ready to move. I'm just saying.
I can't wait.
No, I can't. It was 36 degrees. I want to be here from like mid-April.
A lot of complaining going on
To
right
now.
now.
Right. That's
I
what
polished
I'm
my shovel this morning. Got it all ready. Waxed it.
Bullshit. I do not
Chris
show.
does not
I don't.
shovel.
I don't shovel snow.
If
I
anyone
believe it's
shovel snows here, it's me.
It's an exercise in futility, right? It's like mopping rainwater.
If you don't shovel snow in my house, you don't get down the driveway.
Right.
So
Okay, next up in the news, also from Motorcycle Power Sports News, Indian Motorcycle and Jack Daniels benefit Armed Services YMCA through limited edition motorcycle auction. The 22 Jack Daniels limited edition Indian Challenger Dark Horse number 001 raised $55,000. Wow. 2016 Indian Motorcycle and Jack Daniels Tennessee Whiskey forged the ultimate partnership in celebration of American craftsmanship each year. The two American originals auctioned serial number 001 from the year's collection to support Armed Services YMCA and its Operation Ride Home program, which assists active duty U.S. military personnel in traveling home to visit their families. This year, the 22 Jack Daniels limited edition Indian Challenger Dark Horse raised $55,000 at Mecum Auction in Dallas. In total, the annual auction has raised over $400,000, which has helped connect more than 10,000 enlisted service members with their families during the holidays and in times of need. Absolutely good for them. Great big kudos out to Jack Daniels and Indian.
And doesn't Clockworks do that bike for them?
I believe so. He's actually in the picture
So
there.
throw some kudos to Brian Clock and his team. They're always doing as much good as they can. So
Brian is awesome, man. I
love Brian Clock.
We just spent time with Brian up at the fall foliage, and Brian spent more time going around taking pictures of other people. And I have to tell you, his now world famous
his selfie game is strong.
and he's actually giving out seminars wherever he goes.
I want him to do
he's
like a little
okay,
how-to video.
So this is how you do the selfie. Like Mark, if I wanted to do a selfie with you, I would get my phone in this hand so that I have my thumb ready to take the picture. He does a whole thing, dude. Like he has it down.
He's awesome. And actually, we should take some cues from him because he documents everything. And I think because we spend so much of our time documenting other people's lives that we forget to document our own.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I go quite that
when we're
far.
off,
Right?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
when we're off, like doing things like last weekend, I didn't take any pictures. I didn't take a single picture all weekend.
But speaking of last
always a
weekend, we did get to do a little documenting of our personal family life stuff. And I just bring this up because it's ridiculous. You know, you can set out in social media, you never know what's gonna go crazy. You can set out to produce the most incredible
Look at her chewing gum,
I know,
staring
dude.
at the camera.
Listen, I told her mother, I said, this girl needs to go to church immediately. She needs to get into, like 3 times a week, I want to see this little girl in church before she gets to Sunday school. You know what I mean? Because she's trouble with a capital T right off the bat.
Nice.
Look at her face.
she
She's
is.
like, yep, I got this.
Oh, she totally is. Like that day she was riding the mini bikes. If she could have touched the ground, it was all over.
So this is what I was saying about this. Just as a gas, like we put the grandkids up in the back of the truck on the chopper. Everybody that's going to send hate mail immediately settle down because their mother was right there beside them on the other side from Heather doing the video, and we slowly went around the neighborhood. But you would have thought that we were uncovering Inca gold or something because social media has gone nuts with this.
And I have to say, I'm shocked. We did not get not one negative comment, not a message, not an email.
Which is
Nobody
ridiculous.
complained, which was
because
amazing.
if I do something in my garage without gloves on,
Where's
I
your
get
gloves?
I get 24 people go, nice gloves, bro.
Oh, I have a reply for that, but I'm not
Go
allowed
ahead.
to say I can't. You talk about hate mail. I'll get it.
We'll give him your address.
All right, so
We get enough weird mail here.
this actually falls under batshit crazy news, and I don't even have the pre-roll loaded for that. But motorcycle stunt rider CJ Borum released from Tijuana prison.
Whoa.
CJ Borum's father said he had to pay $25,000 to get his son released. A motorcycle stunt rider from Sacramento has been released from a Tijuana prison after spending 35 days behind bars. CJ Borum has more than 50,000 followers on Instagram, where Borum posts videos showing stunts during shows and on the road. In August, he was charged with evading arrest and possession of a handgun in Mexico. The stunt rider's father said he ended up paying a large sum of money as part of a deal to get his son released. Cell phone videos showed Borum's release from the Tijuana La Mesa prison early Saturday morning. "I'm so happy," Borum said as he hugged his father. Borum, 29, was thrown in jail after getting into a police chase in Rosario Beach while riding his custom Harley-Davidson motorcycle. He claimed officers arrested and beat him and then planted a handgun with his belongings. "I've never owned a gun, never had a gun," said Borum. Borum was attending a motorcycle rally in Mexico. He said when police tried to pull him over, at that point, they see two American nice bikes. They're thinking money right off the bat. And at that point, they were already in a police chase. They ended up saying we ran a stop sign. That's okay. So here's the point I want to make. This is a story full of incredible. Are you kidding me right now? You didn't see this coming. So what you're telling me is the cops profiled you in Mexico as an American on a motorcycle. And then you're further telling me that they planted evidence. I can hardly believe that. And then you're also telling me that by simply forking over some dough, you got out of all this trouble. Mexico. That's it. There's actually handbooks for traveling to Mexico that tell you what the acceptable amount of bribes are for different offenses, man.
And
I mean,
obviously, in his case, it was 25 grand.
So that goes under batshit crazy news. Hey, man, listen, we're going to, real quick here, take a look at another incredible motorcycle from the Klein collection. And when we come back on the other side, we're going to go straight to our first guest, which happens to be Mr. John O'Brien from Hardcore Cycles. We're going to talk about his upcoming performance bike show at at Ross Myers Harley Davidson. I shouldn't say Bruce Ross Myers anymore, right?
No, sir.
Well, let's go to a feature bike on the other side. We're going to get John on the line. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk in the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
Okay, folks, this is a 1911 Reading Standard. If you look at the history of motorcycles, Harley was number 1, Indian number 2, Excelsior number 3, and Reading Standard from Reading, Pennsylvania was number 4. That rounded out the big 4. This is a 1911 Unmolested Survivor. It's considered to be the nicest unmolested one in the world today. It's a 5-horsepower engine, leather belt, pedal at the start. Here's how you engage the belt. Pulley system, little ratchet right here. Here's your point. You turn the gas on up here. Reading Standard in 1908 was the first motorized vehicle ever to climb Pikes Peak. And folks, Pikes Peak did not have a road to the top back then, which explains the factory's logo, built and tested in the mountains. This was sold as the most powerful, durable built motorcycle in the United States in the pre-teens. The rear tire is original from the factory. It's just an incredible piece. And it runs like grandma's Timex. All this is brass and nickel plated. Look how fine those threads are. See, foot pegs broke off here. Sticks out about that far.
Riders, you ready? Galveston, you ready? Go! Off the tip.
Hey, this is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, and today I want to talk to you guys about tires. So I'm in the Dennis Kirk warehouse where they pretty much have a tire for anything on two wheels. You know, that's one of the tricky things today in your local shop. Sometimes it's hard to get a tire. Well, they ship today from here, so pretty much any of these you can have tomorrow. Everything for your dirt bike, your ATV, your UTV, you can get these out today. And in addition to features like the tire finder on their website, if you buy the wheel at the same time you buy the tire, you get free mounting and balancing. Check them out today at DennisKirk.com.
Bikers Info USA, the first bikers app by bikers, for bikers, and it's free. National and state events, Sturgis and Daytona, Bikers Info USA. Every motorcycle manufacturer dealer listed, biker products for you and your bike. Bikers Info USA. Find the places to go, places to party, places to stay at every event. Bikers Info USA. Download it now. It's free. Bikers Info USA.
Okay, if he said Bikers Info USA one more time, I was going to jump into the screen. I swear to God.
No, you weren't.
Bikers Info USA.
Hey, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk studio. You're watching Shop Talk. Did you notice in the Dennis Kirk commercial how hard it is for me to say UTV?
UTV, yeah.
UTV.
I can't understand why, other than I don't know what a UTV is. So,
It's a utility vehicle.
well, that's not what
I was
UTV stands for, because ATV is all-terrain vehicle.
Oh, true.
So there would be no such thing as a utility terrain vehicle unless you're driving over a bunch of tools and wood and shit. Yeah, utilities.
Driving over utility.
We don't have one. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Hey, listen, you guys have heard us dog on motorcycle waffles.
Everything. Oh, I thought you were everything.
On motorcycle waffles before.
Waffle. And this is a waffle.
But this is a waffle. I'm not here to dog on it, though. I have to tell you about this. Our boy Josh Boggs over at Steel City Blacksmithing is raffling off his motorcycle that you've seen all over the country, complete twisted frame, all over this thing. And the reason I'm supporting this is one of the greatest young kids that's out there today. He works his ass off. He's a machinist by day, does all the stuff with his motorcycle and his blacksmithing by night. And he's only getting rid of this bike. It's killing him to get rid of it. He's only getting rid of this bike because he has an opportunity to buy a CNC machine. And it's a Haas CNC machine, and it's really going to step up his career. So when you see us pass this along, it's because we believe in this cat, and we want to help
progression.
him. Yeah, we want to help him. We want to help him see his dream come true. Get that CNC machine in his shop and start pumping out some of his parts. So, if you have an opportunity, please go to Steel City Blacksmithing. I think he's doing how many tickets, Heather, for $100?
150 tickets for 100, and guess what?
What's that?
Guess who bought the first ticket?
Nice.
Me.
On top of that,
Not
fact,
you.
This is
me.
This is a kid that, I mean, this is the future. I mean, this
Yep.
kid here is building stuff and never turns you down. If you give him a
Nope.
call, you need a hand, that kid is right there for you. So, you know, reach out, buy a ticket.
But just for the record, I bought the first ticket.
Okay.
So when I win,
What, you can put it next to the other bike you don't ride?
yep, that's fine, because Chris won't be able to ride it. I'm not gonna let him ride it.
You could park it next to all the bikes I have that I don't ride too.
First one of the night, Mark. Right there.
He said I could pick my number,
Oh, boy.
Did he?
but yeah,
We want 69. Are you kidding
no,
me?
that's your number.
Right?
Oh, boy. I don't even want to. I'm not even going to ask the
Nope.
question I had.
Josh, not number 69.
69 can't be my number alone.
It's not my number. It is not that. If that no. Mm-mm.
All right, so listen, moving on because our first guest is waiting in the wings. Needs no introduction. John O'Brien from Hardcore Cycles. All the badass motorcycle goodies that are out there. He can get them for you fast. He can get them for you cheap. But my man puts on one of the most killer shows that goes on now, both in Daytona and Sturgis, and we have him on the line.
And smoke out.
And Smokeout. That's right. How can I forget to talk about Smokeout? So,
And that's why I bought the first ticket.
no, that's why we call you the Robin Quivers of the show, and you still don't know who the hell
Robin
she is. Let's go talk to John. I'm done with you.
Just Hanging Out in the Shop is brought to you by Spectro Oils. Made in the USA since 1966, the best oil on planet Earth.
Do you see the shit I have to put up with here, dude?
John, if
tough.
you cared about me, you'd kill me.
It's tough. I mean, I know about I know too much about working with your wife. She's the shipping manager here, so. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you
Wow.
don't like your work isn't at your house, is it?
No.
No.
So yeah, I mean, at least that's like at least you guys can
Yeah.
argue in a different location.
He said that with a
Location, yeah.
he said that with a voice like, "No, I'm not an idiot."
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Because of the kid, she works from home some days. You know what I mean? Which I don't know how.
Well, yeah, you have like half a baseball team, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Pretty much.
God love her. She must be a saint.
We need to change the subject. He's getting a mean look on his face.
Yeah, don't piss this guy off, Heather.
Yeah,
We're gonna be
I
with
love
him in
John.
a couple days.
John
Yeah,
knows I love him.
2, 5, and 7, all boys. So
Oh my
God.
good
good
lord.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
She's definitely a saint.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I don't know how to do. They're like professional, or like they're born natural. Like violence is just there. You know what I mean, don't bite him. Let go. You know,
Oh my God.
he can't breathe.
All right, so let's start this off with the thing that I forgot right off the bat. We all three of us personally want to thank you because for our first year of Smokeout, you immediately agreed to come in and do a performance show for us there, which no one knew how that was going to go. We were trying to mix up so many different things, and I really, really appreciate it. And I think it's something that's gonna grow into its own, man. So I really appreciate it.
The turnout was decent. You know what I mean? And the bikes were impressive.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, there was
my
a
favorite thing about
mix.
him being there is like I didn't even know he was there. Never asked for anything, showed up, did everything on his own, handled it. Oh, hello, hey, what's going on? It was great.
We need way more
Yeah,
Johns.
way more Johns. We need.
Yeah, and see, that was unfortunately Mark's job at the whole thing was answering questions and helping people with shit. So by the end of the week, his hair was
He
on
was
fire.
done.
Yeah.
He was done with dealing with people.
I
at that
didn't
point,
even
but-
turn the radio on the drive home.
It was a conversation card with no conversation.
Right.
So let's jump into Daytona. A lot of people have questions. They're not sure about what's happening with Daytona. And you and I talked about it in pre-show real quick that, you know, largely the belief is Daytona is underwater. Everybody keeps seeing the picture of the speedway with water everywhere, but you can speak best on this because you're up to the minute keeping tabs to get ready for this event.
I mean, they suffered a lot of rain damage. I mean, it was mostly water damage from what I'm gathering. I haven't been there yet. Your second guest, Willie, will probably be able to give some more hands-on insight. But I've been on the phone constantly between Mandy and Shelley Rossmeyer, downtown, the hotels, just making sure everybody can actually attend.
Yeah.
The beachfront hotels, a lot of them lost. Most of the beachfront hotels have private entrances to the beach. A lot of those have been washed out. Some of the pools, beachside, lost. Because they are on the beach. Some of the pools are unsafe to swim in right now. They're there, but half the decking was washed out. So everything's still on. They got power. They got internet. They got, And most of all, after something like this, you need to go down and support these businesses.
They need
Absolutely.
And you know what,
I mean?
dude, that's seriously one thing that I want to say because Roadside Marty was telling me that Willie was getting a little bit of grief for his show still going on, and I don't know if it was people from the area or people from the region, but that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that you can do in this time is go there.
Yeah, bring them income.
Yeah,
bring
bring
them
money,
revenue.
bring stuff, ask people ahead of time what they need down there and take it with you. If we're trailering a bunch of shit down there, take it. We Professional Monkey has given us an update. Cackleberry says they're ready. They got rid of the water and dried it out. It was underwater, but they're ready to go. Anyone that has updates while we're talking here too, please put them in the comments, and we'll pass it along so that everybody knows what's up.
One of the things, some of the pictures that were posted, I guess they were from 2008, 2009.
Really?
People were putting those out there saying, Daytona's underwater, it's canceled. Those weren't current images, which I think is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Put that out there. It's just completely not cool. And the other thing is, let these people recover. Us going there is how they recover.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? There is zero chance of them recovering if their fucking tourism is shut off.
Yeah, that's income for that whole area. People show up there.
Well,
Without doubt.
And Nick Hildebert will just put up a comment. You need events to get your mind away from the negative and provide positives and income to all those that have businesses. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. So maybe, before you start giving people like Willie heat for keeping events going, events are exactly what we need right now.
Well, and you have to remember that Willie doesn't, and we'll talk to Willie more about this, but Willie doesn't do Chopper Time just to have a bike show.
Yeah.
There's
Profit
a purpose.
for-
It's not a profit for him.
Well,
it's 100% charitable contribution.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Profit for charities. Yeah.
So yeah, Professional Monkey fearmongers, they need us there to spend and bring them a little levity. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
At the beginning of the show, I just jumped on looking for hotels for this week, and I'm shocked at the number of vacancies. I thought either they would be full with people going to support or full with people who may have been displaced from other parts of Florida. And I can't believe the vacancies.
Yeah.
And man,
I think a lot of them are caused by cancellations.
Yeah, people fearing going down
Which
there.
is a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy because I know we won't sleep in the van when we get there, but
you like sleeping in the van. Don't listen, just because
by
your
the river?
mother might be watching, don't pretend that we don't have a little van camping.
Sleep in the van down by the river.
Okay.
that's all right.
But seriously, I mean, Biketoberfest comes with its own challenges every year. I mean, It's not Daytona Bike Week. The city doesn't treat it that way. The event venues don't even treat it that way. So it's always got a high hurdle to begin with. This year, even more so. So do your part. Get out there. If you're within a day's drive, man, get down there and support these people. And definitely, let's talk about your show and what's going on, what the schedule for that is.
So we're the day after Willie's. So Willie's is Thursday. We're Friday. Main Pavilion, Destination Daytona. 1 p.m. Registration starts at 12. vendors, sponsors. They're going to be there earlier, setting up. Hoping to get as many performance-driven bikes out there as we can.
John, how many years have you been doing this in Daytona?
4, 5.
Man, that's got to be one of the fastest growing bike shows
Yeah.
on record almost. It's crazy how it's taken off.
And
we came up with the idea sitting at Willie's eating barbecue.
No kidding.
Because it was such a Willie's is a cool thing, but that's like chopper driven. You know what I mean? As far as like the go fast modern bikes, there was a void, and we were sitting there. You know what I mean? Like somebody's got to put it on. You know what I mean?
No, it's great because like if you try to go to Willie's, they're just gonna tell you to keep on going.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Go park out back.
Yeah. I still go to. I've been going to Willie's forever. I'm never going to not go there. You know what I mean? They're not a fan of my go fast baggers though.
No.
I love that every year you put a post up to support Willie's and you say only dorks miss this or only nerds miss this.
Yeah, nerds.
Yeah.
It's true.
Go ahead, miss it or be a nerd.
But seriously, talking about that, man, you really were a dark horse in all this. Like no one, and maybe it's because we didn't have as much exposure to the performance crowd, but nobody really saw this coming. Like Jeff was starting to do his thing with V-Twin Visionary, and all of a sudden, like you were killing it. You were killing it in Daytona. You're like nobody could believe. Nobody saw it coming.
Yeah. March is our biggest thing. We had 160 bikes registered last year.
Wow, that's awesome.
Like we like that main pavilion's huge.
That's
it's
a rough day.
22,000 square feet. So, but between the people and the bikes, we were like trying to figure out.
You were at capacity.
We were at capacity. So what we're gonna Biketoberfest, we get a decent crowd, decent amount of bikes. One thing with Biketoberfest is I think the caliber of bikes are a little bit higher. You know what I mean? Or you can spend more time looking at them because it's not as busy. But with the spring, what we're doing this spring is we're going out and we're marking the pavilion out to
no
get,
kidding.
you know what I mean?
To
Separate the
maximize
categories, make it a little cleaner as far as how we line up. You know what I mean? The baggers, the FXRs, the Dynas. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Keep them a little bit separate.
Yeah, Rob Doer says John treats people right and runs a great show. That's what grows in his shows.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you too, like I love the variety. For people that think they're gonna come to one of your shows and they're only gonna see this one style of motorcycle, nothing could be further from the truth.
Right.
Yeah. We're even being asked to have a performance chopper category.
Yeah.
So we're still going back and forth with we have Indian, we have Harley, baggers, we have liquid cooled for the FTRs and the V rods, obviously the new Sportsters. One thing we do a little bit different is the judging. We have at least 2 judges per category that are completely independent. You know what I mean? So if it's a shop has a FXR in the show, they might help out and judge the bagger.
Right.
Or vice versa. But we keep it completely independent.
And then you guys obviously do an average of the 2 judges' scores to.
Correct.
Nice.
Exactly. No, most of the time you send those 2 guys out together and it's like, this is definitely, you know what I mean? This is definitely the best FXR.
Well, let's move back for just a second too, because I want people to get a little more. We've had you on here and there, but mostly you've been the co-host of the Torque show, and they've got a lot of exposure with you over there. But for our ShopTalk faithful followers, let's talk a little bit about where you come from, where is Hardcore Cycles, and where did that all come from? How did we get to here?
So basically, I started the business to feed my addiction to FXRs and Dynas. So that's basically where it came from. And I always had, you know what I mean, a decent amount of FXR and Dyna parts. So people would call me up and say, hey, do you got this? Do you got that? Is this, you know what I mean? And I would always have a couple frames for sale, title frames, this, that, the other. And I started to post on Instagram. And I would post parts. I would post like a funny meme, post parts. And one of the first things I started doing was like the Sportsters, the Dyna guys,
Yeah.
with the Nhra glide front ends, they wanted to switch to radial brakes. So being right outside of Philly, I would go to one of the bike yards in the junkyard, basically, and just grab a bin of Tokiko radial brakes. Yeah. So I would do a thing where if you bought the mount, you got the caliper for free.
Yeah.
And I would post it on Instagram, and it just caught on. And then I was going back and forth with how much I wanted to commit to the business. At the time, I think it was $10,000 to do the drag buy-in, and I had an FXRT fairing, the maroon with the tan pinstriping. I had a West Virginia FXRP fairing, and those Michigan State Police tour pack that were like all like primo, basically looked like they were fresh takeoffs.
Yeah.
And like FXR, like those were going for like huge money. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to put these on eBay, and then that's going to be my money for the drag buy-in. They sold, I forget, I thought I was going high with them. I put them on eBay. They sold within seconds of being listed. All three, you know what I mean? So I listed the one like Sunday, the West Virginia police one. I think I got $3,000 for it in like a matter of minutes. And then the FXRT fairing, that was gone at $2,500. That was gone. You know what I mean? So that's how I ended up getting the money to do, because I was signed up with S&S. I was signed up, Fueling. I was signed up with all the, independent ones. But to go big, I needed to get with, some of the larger distributors.
Well,
that's basically, so I blew through some of my FXR fun stuff to fund it,
All I heard out of that whole thing was I have to accidentally drop my FXR off at John's. That's pretty much all that I heard over and over. You kept repeating, just leave it here for a little while.
Mark's got a dope cherry FXR that he will not even let me walk near.
Last year to Shovelhead.
Oh, that's great.
Chris
that was my first bike.
Oh yeah,
it was a Shovelhead FXR.
When Chris walks in my garage, I put blinders on him. He's not allowed to look at anything, and then he goes to a metal detector when he leaves.
Yeah, he'll take it with him one part at a time.
Yeah,
that's right.
Chris, let me know if you get that thing.
So listen, for your exposure to things and you're hip with the culture, you're on the scene, you know what parts to keep, you know what parts are hot.
Yep.
But you mentioned a minute ago your memes and how you got started with memes. And dude, if you guys are not following this cat on Instagram, even for the memes that he puts up are hilarious. Like this is the most recent one. Girls during the fall, boys during the fall. But like some of the shit that you put up, dude, is I love always around the sales. My wife, my Hardcore Cycles receipt. Me.
Look at the little monkey's face. He's like, fuck.
Again.
But it's always like the memes are worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Saving money for retirement, me, Hardcore Cycles, now offering financing.
Gotta keep them laughing.
Oh, shit. So
wait a minute, you have to open the
fun,
Tiger King one.
What's
I have
that?
to see that one. Open the Tiger King one. I have to see that one.
You're killing me, Blondie.
I'm never going to financially recover.
Use code FALL after you ride a motorcycle for the first time. I'm never going to financially recover from this.
And that's the truth. You know what I mean? The minute you get on a bike, the next thing you're trying to do is make it go faster.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stop faster, handle faster.
By the time you get it home, you're making a list of what you're going to do.
Yeah, you're making a list of what you're doing next.
Well, and listen, I mean, that's one of the biggest things to point out in the differences between the chopper culture, for the most part, today's chopper culture. There for about 2 minutes in the mid 2000s, it seemed like we were stupid with money.
Yeah.
But now it's just like most chopper guys are on the low budget rocker program. I cannot believe the amount of money that gets spent in your end of the world. Like I cannot believe some of
It's insane.
It is.
It's insane. And I mean it's a good thing. You know what I mean? And, like, the bag of racing league, which is taking place in Daytona, that's driving a lot of it. You know what I mean? But a lot of these guys in their 30s and 40s, they're coming off of either dirt bikes or Jap bikes, and what they want to do is make it as fast as what they came off of.
Yeah.
Or at least its handle is good.
Well, that's a big thing too to talk about. Is I think in my entire life of motorcycling, there was never a time that I thought about performance suspension. I mean,
yeah,
you wanted good suspension, but you didn't really think like with our dirt bikes and stuff. We were always, going to Pro Action or somebody and getting tuned suspension, and you wanted to set the sag and everything. You never really thought about that with your Harley ever,
Yeah.
But
what Harley puts up, Harley's been using the same suspension since the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the cool part about it is to, like obviously you get with a guy like you that has a passion for it, and like you said, you sold some of your wanted to keep possessions to put yourself in the position, so knowing that you have the passion and the drive for it, you get a good product because this guy's looked into it and followed through. So, that's a cool part. You're not in it just for the money end of it, the business. You're in it because it's something you love.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, like, if we get a phone call here and there, going all, hey man, I just got this thing. It's kind of a slug.
Right.
I'm looking, I mean, thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I'm like, I was on the phone with the guy for a half hour. It felt like 2 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm calling this one winning.
Winning?
Justin Bieber looks like the dude with the clapped out 87 FXR that stole your girl.
Look at him. He looks like a methed out roofer.
Looks like Jeffrey Dahmer.
I think he actually worked for Mark, this guy. No shit.
It's a possibility.
Oh, man. Well, listen,
you gotta have fun.
I think one of the things that we have to do here is announce a little bit of the news. Speaking about the Torque Front, because we're finally got our poop in a group for that, and we're ready to start talking about, like, weeks away. We're gonna actually relaunch
Next
the show.
phase.
Yeah.
We're gonna relaunch it on Thursdays. It's gonna be me and Brian Clock, obviously Chris producing again. So
that's pretty exciting.
Anxious to get that back out. Yeah.
Me too. That means I get a night off.
Second one, Mark.
Oh,
Second one of the show.
It's getting
My
heavy.
wife.
She's on fire tonight.
Right. All right, man. Well, listen, I want to thank you for taking some time tonight and always being a good supporter of the magazine and the show here. And I'm super fired up.
Appreciate you having me.
Get Torque going again, and look forward to seeing you in Daytona for your show.
Yeah, come by. Like I said, Thursday, you'll definitely see some Willies. And Friday, over at Destination for our show. And then probably going to run around Saturday, go to the racetrack, see what's fun.
Are you gonna go to
See
BRL?
what's out there. Yeah, I'm gonna head over there and watch, see what's what.
Nice.
Yeah,
right on, man.
They're fun races to watch.
Oh, I can imagine.
I imagine they would
Fun.
be.
Yeah.
Dude,
the big twins.
We just had Bidos on.
Sportsters and FTRs. Sportsters and FTRs.
Hey, speaking of that, like, I didn't understand how easy it is for people to get in on the
Run what you brung.
whatever that is. That what that class is called? Is Run What You Brung?
Yeah,
but
pretty
it's
much.
basically like you can take a Pan American bike and put on a catback exhaust and be out there racing.
Yeah,
that's
the
insane.
Pan Am, the new sporties.
Ooh, maybe Toast should do that now that Sun to Speed is canceled this weekend.
Yep.
Just saying.
Well, listen, we just had Bidos on, man, and he was talking about Daytona and everything coming up, but I still can't believe that he pulled off the Milwaukee race during Harley's homecoming. That's giant for him, and especially for next year.
Yeah, like I said, it's cool.
Oh, I can imagine. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, listen, go check them out.
Appreciate you having me.
Hardcorecycles.com. Yeah, for sure, man. You give our best to everybody out there in Philly.
All right, you got it.
All right,
Take
John.
care.
Take care,
See you, buddy.
All right, I'll see you.
I don't know if I agree with Radar's statement over here.
What's that?
Every biker has a wall in their garage that has used parts and projects. The best bikers sell the parts so fellow bikers can build their bikes.
Stay out
The
of my,
11th commandment.
No.
Thou
Oh my
shalt
God.
not sell motorcycle parts.
That's a good girl right there. That's all I'm saying.
Or-
Yeah, Sons of Speed did get canceled. If you hadn't heard that news, I think we're past the moratorium
Yes.
of announcing it,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So yeah, there's questions about the legitimacy of the track condition, and they're not taking any chances. So, yeah, Chris, I want to race one of your bikes. Well, I happen
You
to have
could
a
race-
Bonneville
I
racer.
was going to say, you could race War Pony.
Radar, longtime supporter of the show, and really helped us outdoor and smoke out. So thank you for that.
Radar, the winner of your tank, the one that bought your
Yes.
tank at auction, wants to know if this paint is sealed because he actually wants to run it on his Sportster.
So answer,
Let me know.
answer, damn it.
well, there you go. Questions.
Let me know.
All right, man. Hey, listen, we're going into the second part of the show. We're going to take a real quick break and show you a cool new product that Professional Monkey actually turned me on to, and I'm now in love with, even though Mark makes fun of me for it.
I think everyone should have one in their car or in their travel pack, actually.
So we're going to check out this new product. On the other side, we're going to Willie Jones, live from Daytona. We're going to get all the poop, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk in the Dennis Kirk studio.
The product spotlight is brought to you by Drag Specialties, the world's largest distributor of aftermarket accessories.
Hey, this is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, Grease and Gears TV, and this is your product spotlight. Today's product spotlight brings us back inside the Grease and Gears garage where we're getting ready for the High Seas Rally, getting all the mini bikes tuned up for the racing, and find it incredibly useful to have our brand new Fantic X8 tire inflator. So Professional Monkey hooked me up with this, and I will admit right off the bat, I am without a doubt one of the luckiest men in the world because I have a garage full of stuff to do neat things to motorcycles and mini bikes all day long. But one of the most useful things about this little tire inflator is if you just have your home garage where you keep your motorcycle, this is quick, this is easy, it will encourage you to keep your tires at the proper inflation, and that's half the battle. So let me tell you about this. Around $80 retail for this thing. It charges with a USB cord. Inside this little bag, you'll find everything you need to quickly inflate your tire, from everything from a mini bike the whole way up to a truck tire. Its capacity is 150 psi, so pretty cool. Simple to use. You pull this thing out of the bag after you've charged it with the USB cord. You connect the inflation nozzle, connect that to the vehicle, set your tire pressure on the gauge on the front, hit start and walk away. Once it achieves that pressure, your selected pressure, it shuts off by itself. Check them out today at fantic.com. Tell them and Professional Monkey that you saw it here on Shop Talk. This is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, Grease and Gears TV.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Hi, I'm Tom. I'm with Banks Brothers Motorcycles. One of the things I want to show you today is our new improved engine puller.
The changes to this machine has been in the arms and in the hands. We put Hines joints in the hand to allow rotation of the engine, which makes it easier to get it in and out of the frame. With the angle change, we have equal clamping pressure on them. And over here we have what's called the posi lock, which allows this to be locked in place and the engine can't swing from side to side.
And we're going to show you just how easy it is to pull the motor out of the bike right now. George is actually going to come in, make contact with the cylinders, tighten it down, and pull it out of there.
You lift it up, rotate it, and bring the assembly out of the frame. You see the motor starting to move and it centers itself. This allows no side play once the motor's in place, and it keeps it safe, it can't fall out.
Visit BanksBrothersMotorcycles.com to order your Banks lift.
Proven performance is not some sort of empty slogan or marketing catchphrase, but a way of thinking, a mantra, and something we've practiced every day of the week for the last 6 decades. Designed, manufactured, and tested in the heartland of America. On and off the track, S&S Cycle is the first choice in power sports performance.
Okay, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. You're watching Shop Talk, rolling on into the second part of the show. You know, man, watching that commercial of the Banks lift, like, I think about the fact that I think that thing takes up a 2x2 square of floor space in my shop.
And it's worth every inch. Every inch.
Every single time we pull a motor with it, I thank God that we ever met Tom and George Banks and we got one of those things because it's so badass.
Mark, are you awake?
Shameless plug.
I'm trying to ignore everybody right now.
What are you
like
doing? What's wrong with you? This is the fun part of the show.
Monday.
It's Monday?
It's not Monday.
I was going to say, it's Monday.
Look, third one, Mark.
It's Monday. I'm in trouble.
I keep just hoping you'll fire me.
Yeah, it's not happening. You want him to live to 100?
No,
I'm keeping
I want him
you
to
forever.
Live 200. 200. It's because I love him so much.
There's no God.
So we say this all the time. Only reason to go to Daytona, right?
Yep.
I mean, this
the
is
greatest chopper show.
Even when we do events, we still the biggest thing we look forward to is going to chopper time, and we're lucky enough tonight.
If the stars line up, that's the only reason I'll be leaving here.
Right on. You and Jeff doing a road trip.
Don't know yet. If things work out.
The male equivalent of Thelma and Louise getting ready to ride again. Hey, speaking of Thelma and Louise,
oh boy,
you're third in that mix-up, Mr. Wallace.
Medium shirt guy.
Having some motor trouble.
Yeah, he's a little
terrible.
bit upset with that.
You leave poor Clanton alone.
I had to call and text and put my 2 cents worth in, just to make it even worse. I asked him what Bobby did to that poor bike.
Oh.
You're rotten.
No, he's pretty bummed about it. He was going for some lunch, and I guess he had some issues, and I guess he already tore it down. So he's bummed. What a nice bike. To be down for 5 minutes, got to be a shame.
And this is the one that was in our pre-roll for the bikes.
Yeah, we're going to have to pull it out of there. Clinton, better step up your game.
Oh, buddy. Well, listen, so everybody's on the edge of their seat waiting to get to Daytona for Willie's show. We have the man himself here. We're going to talk about the show. We're also going to get a up-close and personal update about what's going on in Daytona and what you can expect when you roll into Florida. Let's go talk to Willie.
Just Hanging Out in the Shop is brought to you by Spectral Oils. Made in the USA since 1966, the best oil on planet Earth.
Boss, what's going on?
Well, getting all cleaned up and ready for chopper time.
Nice.
But first thing I wanted to say is I really want to thank you and Heather for bringing the smoke out back because it kicked. Can I say it?
Mm-hmm.
You can say whatever you want.
It and that's actually returned to one of my favorite events right there that y'all are doing.
Man, I'll tell you what, it meant so much to us too to see you and Coach East roll into that event, because for a lot of us, man, this was one of the biggest family reunions that we ever had in this thing. You know what I mean? A lot of us hadn't been on that property since the last time that we left. And a lot of us hadn't seen each other since then.
Yeah, it was great seeing so many people, again, that I haven't seen. And some of those people I haven't seen quite a while. Some of them I see quite frequently, Jeff and them guys, Jeff and Donnie, and even Bill Dodge. And man, it was just awesome to be at the Salisbury once again.
Yeah.
And it was a big family reunion. And even though we got rained on coming up and rained on leaving, we had a great time. And a lot of people don't realize it's such a nice ride from Florida up there. And that's what it's all about, too, the ride and then getting the camaraderie of meeting people and stuff. And I really just wanted to thank you guys. And it was a great time up there. You guys did a great job. I don't know how you pulled it off.
Thanks, Willie.
You guys did a great job.
Listen, that we had
awesome.
so much help. We had so much help. And I mean, this guy over here, around the clock, him and brother Jeff, Pat from Lead Sled's brother Jeff, and Mailman and Cheryl, around the clock.
Michelle.
Michelle, Heather's sister, Michelle, but so many people.
Yeah.
So many people.
Randy.
Dozer and the
Randy,
guys from Shade Tree running the bike games and helping with security, and Randy, Big Randy running the Gus, who's watching. Yep.
Yeah, and like you said, Willie, I think a lot of us felt the same way. Like, to get it back there and be a part of it was an honor on top of everything else, you know.
And real quick, Nick Hildebrittle, we had never met him before, and he rolled in a day early.
Yeah.
And Randy was working to get the gallery going in the midst of bingo. But Nick jumped in. He's like, "Hey, what can I help with?" I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, and
I
pulled
don't
like
know
a
if he
24-hour
regrets
shift.
making that offer or not, but I don't think Randy and Amelia could have pulled that gallery together without him. So thank you so much. Excuse me.
So, Willie, one of the things that we want to ask you, because you might have heard John earlier in the show talking about a lot of people were posting pictures, and they're kind of heightening the questions about what's going on in Florida. What's the state of things? Before we even talk about which events or anything, where are we at in Florida and specifically Daytona?
Well, Daytona fared pretty well. We lost power. Some of us lost power. My shop didn't even lose power which is pretty amazing, because every storm we've had in the past, we've always lost power, but evidently they're doing their job and we've kept power. A lot of the erosion damage on the beaches and stuff was pretty bad, because they lost a lot of the hotel private little approaches where they would, and ways and stuff down, because there was so much erosion on the sand. But overall, there was some buildings that took a major beating, but Daytona's popping back pretty quick. I drive around here all the time, and the waters receded pretty good around Daytona and stuff. The worst, and they keep showing the pictures, the worst was Sanibel Island and Fort Myers and those down there. Mm-hmm. I mean, they really got hammered. I think they caught that. It was right at a category 5.
Boy.
5 miles under a 5 or something when it hit. And that did catastrophic damage down there in Sanibel Island and Fort Myers. And we had a lot of flooding and stuff around here, but man, I went down A1A today, and it was really cleaned up really good and stuff. There's still a little bit of debris sitting on the side of the roads where they're waiting for it to come pick it up and stuff. But I'll tell you, we got a great governor, and he's doing a good job down here getting stuff done. And I want to thank him too, because he's really pushed it along. But another thing is, the media takes a bad thing and blows it up.
Oh yeah,
because that's
what they do.
And even out where I live, I've worse flooding and worse. But it's kind of weird how that all plays in. Some places got hit pretty good. Like I said, the southwest part of Florida really took a beating, and it was pretty catastrophic down there, Sanibel Island and Fort Myers and some of the areas around there, and then it cut across the state. And it was really weird how that hurricane was traveling, and the wind was coming from different direction and stuff than normal, because usually we get them coming up. But a few years back, if you remember, you came to my show and stuff, and I had plastic things up on the signs, and I lost a sign, we lost power, and I didn't have power for like 10 days out here that last time. And that was, I think there was like 3 of them across the state, and that was catastrophic. And I really think, some areas did get it pretty bad, but Daytona's popping back up, and D-Land's good to go. A lot of towns around here is pretty good. Hotels, most of the hotels are back open. And like I said, everything's back to normal as far as you expect after a big hurricane and stuff. And most all the bars and stuff's back popping open and stuff, and everybody's going at it. And the economy's a little down, but the hurricane didn't help anything with no tourism for a while. And but you'd think a week ago what we were dealing with and how quickly we've recovered and got things back going. I think all the power, I believe, in Volusia County has been restored. There are some places over by Astor and along the St. John's, which really got kind of flooded because you got a lot of drainage going into the drainage over there. And then the St. John's water management, St. John's over flooded pretty good. And they had a pretty good surge of water in there. It rained, rain was the biggest thing, I would say. We had so much rain here. I think some places we got 14, 15 inches of rain. Wow. And that was pretty, it's actually going down. I mean, you guys been to my place before, and I had a lot of flooding out here, but everything's pretty much back to normal now.
Good.
Well, let's talk for a minute. I don't know if you heard earlier in the show when we were talking about what the most important things can do in a time like this, and why, some people have a question about why is anybody even going to worry about a Biketoberfest event right now? Can you speak on that a little bit about the importance for the local economy? And
that actually helps generate money back into the economy around here. And, people have had spend extra money on generators and fuel and hurricane supplies, and all that. And they need a boost in the economy here. And Bike Week and Biketoberfest has been two of the biggest things around here to boost our economy. Although the mayor of Daytona Beach disagrees with that, but it is a big boost for Daytona, and it has always been. And it's probably the most economical and feasible thing that we, the money that comes into this town for Bike Week and Biketoberfest. And I just don't understand some of our politicians around this town that don't want to encourage it. And it's crazy because that's what we need.
Yeah,
we need the income coming in. And after a storm like that, it definitely will generate a lot of income and stuff for people. Just like you said, there was a few people, I can't believe you're doing a show still, after this and stuff. Well, I did the show a few years back, and we were still cutting trees and stuff in the back the day before and getting it all dragged away. Yep. And it was like, I do that thing for the Veterans Support Fund is one of the big deals I do that for. And a lot of people don't understand that. But if you ever went out there to the nursing home and saw these guys, and they've been on lockdown. We talked about this before. They've been on lockdown basically because of the whole COVID. And we used to take them out on a regular thing, like once or twice a month, a lot of those people. And take them to places, and they always like to go to Wing House or Hooters or something like that, But it's those guys that we do this show for, and the proceeds and stuff that we raise goes to support the Veterans Support Fund. And that's another thing I want to thank Cycle Source for jumping on this and helping me with this, because you guys have been a great help, especially Chris and Heather. And it's something in the biker community where other bikers help other bikers, and I feel that Cycle Source, I'm kind of part of the family.
Absolutely.
And it's like, I remember years ago sitting in the office there when Chris came down, and he said, "Man, anything you need, I'll be more than happy to help you with," and stuff. And he's a man of his word, and he's been with me and helped me a lot. And the riding up to the smokeout was the first long ride I've had since I had that accident. And I told Chris and Heather and them, I'd be up there to the smokeout when they did this. And I rode up there, and me and Coach East rode up there. A lot of people bailed on us and didn't want to go. The rain this and rain that. But you know what? Riding motorcycles, you run into rain. If you live in Florida, you hit rain.
Right.
And it's all part of it. Stuff.
Man.
And that makes it an adventure.
And I'll tell you what, like seriously, I knew this was your first long ride since everything that you were through. And if you guys don't know the entire history of Willie and his last accident, just to see you roll in that gate, I was choked up over that. Like I really was, because you are. I mean, dude, really, that's why we all celebrate the Chopper Show at Tropical Tattoo, because it's a continuation of that, of that family reunion. You know, we know that we're going to be able to get there at least once a year, if not twice, and we're going to sit in the backyard at a picnic table.
And let's not forget another thing. A lot of this industry has changed. A lot of the things have maybe not changed for the better, that's for sure. Tropical Tattoo, hands down, is consistently one of the best shows you'll ever, and that's no bullshit, that's no buttering up the Willie or none of that. One of the best bike shows you will go see in this country, anywhere, hands down. It's the same as it was. Yeah.
Consistently making sure that guys that are coming up are getting credit, guys that are coming out with new shit.
Just laughing at John. I mean, here's a guy that comes and supports you, and every year he pulls up and they wave him by. You know what I mean? Which is awesome, because what you expect in that lot, you've held true to. And you know, when you go to Willie's, you go to Tropical Tattoo Chopper Time, you're going to see the coolest choppers anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Yeah.
Also like what Chris does. It's you know, the day I get to enjoy it is when Chris is doing the deal at the Broken Spoke, and I really going up there and hanging out up there, because I get to walk around and be a tourist, spectator. I don't have to work. I don't have 30 people asking me what to do next or something, you know, and that's kind of like, I feel like Chris and Heather. Of course, Heather's working her butt off down there at the show. And,
don't encourage her.
We all know the truth. That's okay.
Hardest working people I ever seen. I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't.
You know, a minute ago you were talking about how guys bailed on you because of the rain and everything. And when we're going through pictures in the pre-show, we start going through memories from March. And like, man, that's one of the coolest things about Smokeout and about Chopper Time. Like, when it started raining there, not a damn person left.
Yeah.
You know that? Not a single person left. We grouped a bunch of tents together, and everybody sat there and just had the rest of the day in spite of everything. They were down for it.
That was actually surprised me, as many people stayed as they did and hung out there. You know, it was like we didn't get to bring the bikes up like we usually do because of the rain and stuff, and we try to keep everything safe. And it was just so much rain came down for a little while there. But man, I tell you what, that shows those are the real deal. That's why people do these things too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what motorcycle riding was always about too. You know, sticking together, everybody getting together and doing this. And you know, it's, man, what a bunch of good looking bikes was at that show.
Look at that, baby.
And
I've said multiple times, like whenever Bike Week and Biketoberfest come up, like, and I said, you'll see me, if I'm making it, you'll see me for Thursday.
Yep.
Well, and even when you walk up the back road, you know, this is
a show out there.
Oh, yes, it is.
This is a quarter mile away from the event property, and there's still, you can pick out bikes here and there that are like, why the hell is that not inside?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Such a good show.
Really nice bikes down that side street too, you know.
Yeah.
And you have to take a walk around the block. I mean, you have to see what's in that circle, because there's usually some really cool shit.
Mrs. Monkey says the rain made it all that much more fun in March.
Well, you know, one of the things that was interesting about the rain is normally the awards are over and it's like a mass exodus.
Boom, yeah.
This year, after the rain, people just stayed, and they stayed for hours. And there was no mass exodus. Everybody was just hanging out and chatting and having a good time. I think till like 6 or 7 o'clock, there were still people in the parking lot, which is unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess 20, 25. How long have you been doing the show, Willie?
I just was looking at that. We did our first show around 2000. Then I think 2002 we actually started calling it Chopper Time Show
So
or
20
something.
years. This year's was 20 years.
Yeah.
Wow, we should have celebrated that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, think about that.
All right.
What's that?
We'll do that in March.
Yeah.
I remember some of the greatest days of Limp Nicky lot were getting up Thursday morning and making that run from the skate park down to the show. Dude, we got some of our biggest trouble was had on that ride there and back.
It was awesome seeing all you guys roll in there. That was a good feeling seeing everybody roll in there, heading to the show and coming up there and supporting it. And the first few years I did the show, I did it with for Arnie, an animal rescue, and a local VFW. And then a little later, I got hooked up with the Veteran Support Fund and stuff, and Mike Erthel, that's big into that deal. He's 100%, and it's I don't know, like I said, when you see these guys cheer up and stuff and smile, and I do the Christmas out there with them guys and stuff, and it was they got me dressing up as Santa Claus and going into their rooms and stuff. But actually I wasn't able to go in there the past almost 2 years because of the COVID. We just sit out in the parking lot out there and do the stuff. But I feel for these guys. But I really want to thank also all the people that are involved in this, the sponsors. You might have one of the ads, like
I do
something there that we all the sponsors that help support the show. And that's a good picture right there too. I think Missy took that picture, I believe.
Yeah.
And I really
Ruins Ifra has been with you for a long time now, huh?
Yeah, they were one of the early ones to jump in on it and kind of help me out a lot with the radio and stuff, the Hog radio station and local radio station here, and they've been real supportive of it for quite a while.
Oh, look, I'm talking about stuff that no one else can see because I'm dumb.
Yeah, there's what do we got there? Twisted Teas, Spectral Oil, Blings, Veteran Support Fund, Hot Leathers, Broken Spoke, Iron Horse, Grandview Live, S&S. Yeah, it's a pretty good group of people that actually come out and sponsor too.
Yes, sir. Well,
Can't never put every all in.
Right. We're all fired up for sure to be there and get to see everybody, check in on everyone, all our brothers from Florida and South Carolina too. Let's not forget South Carolina because they had a pretty rough go too in some of those spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, went back right up there on the coast again.
Yeah.
That was probably the most rain. I think that was, when they say it was the biggest, it was probably the most rain we ever got across the state at one time. It just pounded us with rain and rain and rain and more rain.
Hey, here's a good idea, man. Mrs. Monkey and Dargo. Radar. Oh, okay. Oh, he's go radar backwards.
It's go radar go.
They're talking about the fact that you need to start a best of the parking lot award, which would be all the parking outside of your actual show, but just have somebody walk around and pick the best bike that's just sitting out there and plant a trophy on it.
I love that idea.
Hey, that is a good. I like that too.
And then just leave it a little note says, "Bring it in next time."
Yeah. Right on.
You got little cycle source deals that you hang on the guys that all get in the show and stuff.
Yeah.
Make one of them up for them.
Yeah, we'll have to bring something down. That's a good idea. So tell everybody, obviously, they can hit you up on Instagram at Willie's Chopper Time. your website at tropicaltattoo.com, where you can get more information about the show coming up. And Heather's going to put those links up for you right now. So other than that, we're days away. Days away, man.
Thursday, October 13th.
Yes,
Be
sir.
there.
Right on, Willie. Well, listen, buddy, we love you. We're so glad that you guys are okay down there. And if there's anything that any of us, any of the audience that's watching here, anything that we can do, anything that we can bring down or send into Florida, please let us know how we can help out.
Just be happy to see everybody's smiling face, man. Just hanging out and having a good time. We got Big Rick and the Troublemakers coming from Memphis, Tennessee to play for us. And we got Dustin's Barbecue going to be back there cooking barbecue for us.
You know, by the time I have a minute to get barbecue, they're already done for the day.
Well, you better get on that.
You know what? Send somebody back to get you a plate full of food before it's all gone.
All right, man. Well, listen, we'll see you short time.
All right, brothers. Good talking to y'all.
You too, buddy.
Be good,
See you, Willie. Be safe.
I love Willie.
I do too. And you know what? That was, when we talk about it, you guys that maybe you haven't been in this culture or on our side of it for a long time, but we talk about family reunion and stuff. Mark brought up how we used to roll into Willie's from the Limp Nicky lot. But what the part that you don't know is, like, Willie kept us out of jail. Like, and I'm not even joking about that at all. Like, on more than one occasion, he kept us in food. Like, when we were hungry, he would make sure we had a place to eat. We always had a place to stop. Like, that's where we met when we all came into town. It's where we met when we were all getting ready to leave.
How
like
did
that
you
was
make it to 52 years old?
Oh, but only because of guys like Willie and in our hometown, Tattoo Duke.
Yeah, right.
Tattoo Duke was largely responsible for my survival. I can't even deny that.
Yeah,
So,
pointing you in the right direction, helping you get shit straight.
Jesus, Bethany.
Yeah, and again, like, it's 20 years, man. Somebody posted something the other day about the situation that happened at the doghouse that night. That was 20 years ago.
Oh,
this
my
year.
God.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
nuts.
God.
And there's another one. I mean, look what we went through there. And wasn't Willie's the dropping spot that night?
It was.
Yeah.
It was. So, Heather, I don't even know if you know
I
about
know
that.
the story.
Do you know that me and Mark and Bill Dodge were
Dodge.
charged with taking almost 30 motorcycles out of that property? Because they threw us all out.
Yep.
We had to take all the bikes home, and everyone else was shit-faced hammered. So me, Mark, and Bill Dodge had to ride all the bikes back.
and forth.
Well, we made a drop-off point at Willie's, so we would take 3 bikes over to Willie's. Someone would haul our asses back. We'd take 3 more bikes over to Willie's.
Again, how did you live to be 52
I don't know, but I
years
was
old?
wasted that night. How I got elected to ride everybody's motorcycle, I still haven't figured that out.
You're not supposed. Listen, Cycle Source Magazine nor any of its sponsors endorse riding while inebriated.
There you go.
Funny guy.
So Halloween is just right around the corner. Lots of stuff coming up, man. On top of Biketoberfest, we have in short order the High Seas Rally and the Lone Star Rally, both coming at us like a runaway truck. If you are out there and you are coming on the High Seas Rally and you have not signed up for our bike show yet, we're having a virtual bike show on the ship. What's that mean?
All you have to do is send us pictures.
All you have to do is send pictures of your bike. They're going to have nice printouts of your bike. We're going to do a thing on social media where people can vote. And some of the legends of the industry will be picking special awards. Mr. Paul Yaffe, Mr. Dave Pirowitz, Xavier is picking one. Rick Bray is picking one. So you don't want to miss out on that. We're going to have some great prizes and stuff. Lots of cool stuff happening on the ship, though.
While we're here, speaking of cool stuff happening on the ship, Chris's band, Black Smoke Sinners. Oh my God.
Skinners. I like Black Smoke Skinners.
Black Smoke Sinners
Booyah!
is playing, and one of the nights they're playing is Halloween. They're playing 2 shows on the ship.
Oh, here we go.
So they're playing on Halloween, and everybody's supposed to be in costume. I think they should dress up as the Village People.
Well, they're halfway there.
Like, and he's like, I want to be a vampire, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it's not about you. It's about the rally goers. They want you guys to join in on the fun. Like, they should go as the Village People or Kiss or something cool. I'm just saying.
If you go as Kiss and you play any other music other than Kiss, you can't do that.
Okay, then go as the Village People. I'm just saying.
Fourth
it would
one.
be funny as hell.
Fourth one, Mark.
Well, before we go like too deep and run all through this, there's can we bring up a few people we lost this week?
Yeah, let's definitely do that.
Yeah,
let's.
Obviously the industry found out that we lost Nicky Boots this.
Oh, and
past
dude,
week.
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
Yeah,
like
no,
I said it in a post that, what do you say about a man that was larger than life and literally like. Nicky taught a lot of us to be rock stars. Like his behavior was the definition of outrageous.
Dude, one of the funniest posts that I saw Billy wrote was Nicky coming back from the refrigerator with 2 beers, and when Billy said thanks, he said, "Oh, you wanted one." Like he was just such a presence. You know
what? And at the same time, I was talking to Ray Giannis about this. At the same time, he was a perfect look into the motorcycle culture because he was totally outrageous on the cover. That picture that we just put up of him doing the one-handed burnout, I think right after that somebody was pouring Jack Daniels down his throat.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like he was like almost completely passive.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He was beyond laid back. Ray said it. He said his answer to everything was a smoke and a drink.
Yeah.
Like if shit was getting heavy, he'd go, well, sounds like it's time to have a cigarette and a drink and think about this.
Yeah. I said the last time I saw him was at Willie's. He walked up to me and handed me one of his stickers and said, "You put this somewhere where you always see it."
Right.
And that sticker's hanging on my light in my shop. And every time I walk in and hit that button, I look at that and there's a bling sticker, a Indian Larry, like some of the coolest sticker I've got hang on that light. And yeah, it's what's sad. When I heard he had passed, I was pretty upset. The other one was Chip Singer. If anybody knew Chip, what a great guy. Would go out of his way to do anything for you. Him and Melissa, They did a lot for the Aiden's ride. For they were always there to pitch in. They're always there to help. What a great person he was. If you knew Chip, you got his really odd texts or Instagram posts or something. He was so out there, such a good guy. He battled with throat cancer. It was his second bout, and Melissa had posted the middle of the week that a very sad post of a picture of those two holding hands, and
dude, it was just heart-wrenching.
Yeah,
it was absolutely heart-wrenching.
And he spent a lot of time in we met Chip at Big Mountain Run, first Big Mountain Run when we went down there. Him and a buddy his took us around and showed us some places, and Chip became friends with us.
And couldn't do enough.
Yeah.
Couldn't do enough for us or anyone else around. Yeah. Like, just he was that guy. He was absolutely that guy.
He came up here and stayed and worked with Rob Keller for a while, and got to spend a lot of time with him, and just loved Chip to death. What a great person he was.
Yeah, he will definitely be missed, and we send our warmest, deepest regrets and thoughts to Melissa, and our prayers for you, honey. We're so sorry for your loss. So sorry.
Well, sorry for that sad note, but those were two people that definitely couldn't let go by without bringing that up.
Yes, sir. So we're going to shift gears here. We do a little thing at the end of the show every week. You can participate in this if you have an event coming up. You can send your event to us, and maybe you get a chance for Heather to read it on the events page.
The ShopTalk events calendar is brought to you by the Bikers Info app, the Everything Bikers app, all in one place, everything you need, and it's free.
First up, as we've been talking about all night, is the greatest chopper show on earth, Willie's Tropical Tattoo Chopper Time. This Thursday, just a few short days away at Tropical Tattoo in Ormond Beach, Florida. We hope to see you there 11 to 4. Get there early, get a good spot. A hardcore cycle show the following day, Friday, October 14th at Destination Daytona under the pavilion. I hope to see you there too. October 22nd, Poker Run celebration for Taylor Cupid Bowen. I'm putting this one out there specifically for Professional Monkey and the Smokeout family. She was new to Smokeout this year. She was part of that group, Camp...
F up.
Thank you. And just made a real impact on a lot of people. A few short days after Smokeout, she lost her life in a motorcycle accident. Man. So please go support that. You can find more information about that on Professional Monkey's Facebook page, and I'll try and put a link up as soon as we get through here. It's at the Country Saloon, and that is in North Carolina. I just unfortunately can't remember the name of the town off my head. I'm so sorry. But again, I'll throw a link up in just a sec. Eastern North Carolina Shovel Fest. October 22nd. That is in Lewisburg, North Carolina. Sorry, I couldn't read it. Lewisburg, North Carolina. That was submitted by somebody that watches the show. So see, proof is in the pudding. Send us your stuff, we'll put it up. Pudding. I like pudding. Go ahead, sing it. Sing it.
I can't.
No.
I'm so uninspired today.
Born
free.
Texas edition, October 22nd and 23rd. That is at the Yellow Rose Canyon Ranch.
Once upon a time,
stop.
there was an event that was so free that it had to leave California.
Okay. I'm going to log myself off the show. Oh, creepy, Chris.
You'll live.
Oh, no, it drives me crazy. I mean, nightmares. Lone Star Rally. Excuse me.
Come on, I'll try to pull it together.
No, you got me all left up, dude.
For sweet Jesus' sake.
Lone Star Rally annual rodeo games at Beach Central Friday, November 4th. Overall winner gets a bitchin' championship belt and some cool prizes and bragging
she's
rights
fading
for
fast.
a year.
We better hurry up and wrap this one up.
Loser. Saturday, November 5th, Cyclesource annual Ride-In Custom Bike Show. Again, that's at Beach Central. Registration starts at 10 a.m. Awards are at 4:30 in the same location.
This is exciting, though. We just only first got this event started at Smokeout.
World's strongest biker.
Gorilla Pro, not to be confused with Professional Monkey. Not the same thing. But Gorilla Pro
has stepped up to help sponsor this event. And same events as at the Smokeout. Please don't make me demonstrate.
Come on.
Oh, man. Atlas Stones, deadlift, hammer throw. Such a good time. $500 to strongest man, $500 to strongest woman, cool belts to the winners. It's going to be a good time. That's at Beach Central in front of the stage. Also on Friday, I think we're going to kick that off around 6 o'clock or so.
Yes.
Lone Star Rally, where you'll be able to see Chris as one of the village people. He's gonna be so mad at me. You can still book your cabin. Save $100 by using code CycleSource. And if you notice, it's the same dates as the Lone Star Rally, so I will not be there.
Listen, let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk about
Mark,
the fact.
he's never gonna live that down.
I don't know. I'm glad I'm not going to be at both. That's all I have to say.
3,500 people on a cruise ship that's going to Caribbean.
No, sir.
Ports of call.
3,500 motorcycle enthusiasts.
Motorcycle enthusiasts. It's an entire motorcycle cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Free drinks and tons of craziness.
Yeah, and there's going to be a bunch of cool people.
Yeah,
Chris, the post office, the Perowitz family, the Yaffe family, the Clock family. The Jessups,
Rick Bray, the Jessups,
Xavier, Jason Holman.
That completely removes my escape artist thing from my itinerary, so I couldn't do it.
Mark, if you really feel left out, I could use some extra help in Texas.
Couldn't get me to
Texas. You can go to Landry's.
You couldn't. There's a Landry's here. Texas, you'd never get me to Texas.
Radar says, why does Chris sound like I'm stoned? I can't remember if I'm stoned, but I hear him like I am. Barbie the Welder, absolutely.
Yes, Barbie the Welder is going to be there.
Barbie the Welder, we're actually conning and doing a Grease and Gears garage segment with us.
I haven't told her what segment she's doing yet, though.
So here, I'll say it now. Welding 101. We want to know what all the knobs do. We want to know what the difference is in torch size, tip size, tungsten size.
So what you're saying is at least I know that the Grease and Gears garage
size does matter.
So at least I know the Grease and Gears garage segment's going to be a good one.
Yes.
I don't have to worry about it being ass-hatted. That one's super upset.
You're not
So
gonna
wait,
be there.
if
I'm not
I
gonna
was
be
doing
there.
it by myself, I was going to
ass-hat.
ass hat it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
One more
just
event
saying.
to go, Heather. One more event, and we're wrapping this one up before this
Moonshiner
one
Chuck
over
is
here.
going to be on the cruise. Son
Really?
of a biscuit. Seriously, Christopher?
Chuck.
Fighting.
No, not fighting.
No weightlifting. Why no? Oh, for Barbie. Barbie doesn't have to weightlift because she's going to be on the cruise.
Yeah. So, last event.
You don't have the... There you go. December 11th, at Chopper Fest, Ventura County Fairgrounds. David Mann Chopper Fest. Chris has had the pleasure of painting there a time or two.
Speaking of another sad memory. No, seriously, that was the last time that I ever got to do something like that with Richie.
Yeah.
Me, George, Richie Pan, Kayla Coney, Darren, Seth the painter. We all painted on one canvas. It was the coolest shit I was ever part of. And then David Mann's wife came up and gave us all like little honorary David Mann fan club memorabilia and stuff, and coolest thing ever. You never know who or what you're gonna see there. It's the coolest show. I'm so glad they're up and running again.
Me too, because it's been a 2-year hiatus for them because of COVID.
So I saw something on, I think I was telling you about it the other day, that things that you can't do, can't wear, can't say after you get to a certain age.
Yeah.
And one of them was after you're like 30 and not to be said anymore is bye, Felicia. So just to let you know.
Really?
Yeah. So
well,
just filling you in.
You can just shut the millennial up.
That's
How about
right.
that? Kiss my ass. So I have to do one thing here.
Oh boy.
Annie, it's time to go to bed now.
I don't understand.
Huh?
Apparently he's bringing his
Ani, I think
family
you're losing
vacation
it.
back in.
I think it's time to bring the train into the station. I'm concerned.
Am I high and Radar got it wrong?
Well,
nope.
I haven't noticed my weed missing.
Okay. Awkward.
So I appreciate you guys checking in with us tonight. Sundays always. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You're losing it. You're like,
So it is a bit of a slow exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running out of gas at the end of the show. I got to admit it.
So say goodnight, John
you
Boy.
You hear my nose starting to flare up again?
You fluttering?
John Boy, say goodnight.
It's been a damn week. It's been a damn week wrestling with this cold.
Cool, dude. Cool.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Gotta go.
You take it from here, Heather.
Gotta go.
It's all about you. Go on. Show the pic.
Christopher, say goodnight. You're the
Okay.
only one that can end this pain.
So,
well, not really. I mean, hell, I could just get up and leave.
I'm still trying to think about the fact that Mark told me that we're not allowed to say goodbye to Felicia anymore because we're not.
He
we're
can
not the
say
right
whatever
age.
he damn well pleases. He is a
will.
grown man.
And he
That's
will.
right.
And he will. But anyway, I want to tell you guys thank you for coming along on this ride with Shop Talk. Every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern, we go live with another episode, thanks to the courtesy of the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. Hope to see you all in Daytona. Come out, support Daytona businesses. It's the easiest way to do your part to get them back on track. High Seas Rally coming up right around the corner. Still time for you to get tickets. We're looking for our strongest bikers to come out for the Lone Star Rally. So get in touch with us. Email the show, email the magazine until we come back with some more of this bullshit next week. Same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Bye, Felicia.
See, he said it.
We'd like to thank our sponsors for their continued support, and we hope you pay them a visit when you're in the market for great motorcycle parts, products, and events. S&S Cycle, Makuni American, Baco Parts, The Broken Spoke Saloon, Twisted Tea, The Iron Horse Saloon, High Seas Rally, Twisted Choppers, Twin Power, Drag Specialties, Geico, Law Tigers, Tech Cycle, Fueling Parts, Lone Star Rally, Hijinks Apparel, Progressive Insurance, Spectra Oil, No School Choppers, Motion Pro Tools.